Hi everyone, I'm Anna Maria. I am a physiotherapist and a Pilates instructor from Taylor Physiotherapy down in Edinburgh, Stockbridge. We are a small physiotherapy clinic and we've also started teaching small 6 to 8 people classes down in Stockbridge itself. We are specialised in sports and injury, dance rehabilitation, women and men's health, and we also see post and antenatal clients. The class today that I'll be showing is a beginner's improvers class. So it's a very basic class with a bar inspired warm up. I have been teaching Pilates for the past 10 to 11 years, and I have been a physiotherapist a little bit longer than that. I like integrating Pilates and physiotherapy together just to rehab all our patients. I am the one who teaches Pilates at Taylor Physiotherapy, and since the current recent situation, we've currently been going virtual, and we're hoping to get our classes back up and running on the virtual platform as of next week. Please follow our social media pages, our YouTube, and our contact details down below to get any further information on how you can book onto our classes. The classes, I am intending to keeping them small, even if it will be virtual, so hopefully I'll have enough attention for everyone through even virtual contact. So without further ado, I'm just going to start off a little bit of music, and all you need is a mat and maybe a small head cushion, no other equipment, and I'll give you easy and harder option as we go along, and hope you enjoy. Thank you. So we're going to start off. I'm just going to move back and I'm going to start a bit of music. So come onto the mat. I'm going to be as far as I can just so you can see me, but you can stay in the center of the mat if you need to. So start with your feet right underneath your hips. Think of drawing gently your tailbone down towards the floor and opening your chest. So smiling a little bit through that collarbones. Keep your hands by your side, and we're going to start a little bit of weight shifting through your feet. So we're just going to gently go through the weight onto your toes and then backwards onto your heels. Again, forwards onto your toes and backwards onto your heels. I'm going to do that one more time. And then we're going to stop in the center, and then we're going to go side to side. So shifting your weight onto one leg to the other. So you can keep the distance of your legs between your legs, hip distance apart. If you want to make it harder for yourself, bring your feet right close to each other, and that really gives you a narrow base of support. If you want to make it easier, open your feet a little bit wider and just shift your weight forwards, sideways for this one, and forwards and backwards for the one before. And then I'd like you to stop in the center. So I'm going to keep my feet parallel, so hip distance apart. Now we're going to go into a circle. So going forward onto your feet first, onto the side, onto your heels, and then the other side. Again, just creating a little bit of a circle through your body, but not moving or bending through your waist or anywhere else. And then we're going to go the opposite way, onto your feet, onto the side, onto the heels, creating a circle with your body. And then we're going to stop in the center and making sure we have equal pressure to the front and the back of your feet and the side, right and left. So we're going to start rolling a bit those shoulders just to ease off any tension that might have created through this movement. One more, and then we're going to go forwards. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now we're going to bring your hands onto your hips, and we're going to go into a little bit of a heel rise. You can either go all the way up or you can go halfway up. It's a nice and easy lift. Thinking of lifting through the crown of your head, up, and then coming back down. Lifting up, and then coming back down. For those of you who cannot lift on tiptoes, you have an option to go onto your heels instead. So just pushing your weight onto your heels instead. Very good. So we're going to have 4 more, whether you're going back onto your heels or whether you're going up onto tiptoes. 2, 1 more. Very good. Now for the next bit, we're just going to open slightly your feet, and we're going to start off with your bar inspired warm-up. So we're going to kick your heels together, and then we're going to bring them into parallel again. So we kick the heels, and then we parallel. We kick the heels, and then we parallel. Kick the heels, and then we parallel. Kick the heels, and then we parallel. So what we're doing at the moment is going into first and into parallel, which is one of the positions you do in bar. We're doing 3 more. 2. One last one. Now keep your heels together. You can separate them a little bit. You don't need to keep your heels too squeezed together. Just make sure your back is nice in that neutral position, and we're going to go up into tiptoes, and we're going into your elevate, which is heel raises. Now if you cannot go into tiptoes, open slightly more your heels and just bend slightly the knees, and then come back. When you're bending the knees, you just want to watch out that they're not rolling inwards. 3 more, whether you're bending the knees or lifting up on tiptoes. 2. 1 more. Very good. We're going to go into parallel again, opening your feet hip distance apart. And we're going to start into your normal squat, so reaching forwards, bending through the hips, and then coming back up. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. For 4, and then coming back. 3, and then coming back. 2, almost thinking of sitting onto that sofa. 1 more. And we're going to hold this one. Reach those arms there, just really sink into those hips. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and then come back up. Very good. Roll the shoulders back. Bring your feet together. We're going to do a little bit of a mermaid stretch. So bend the knees, reach your arm over the side, and then coming back. Stick to the same side for 4, and then come back. 3, and then back. 2, 1 more. Opposite side, breathing in, reach, and then back. Reach, and then back. 3, 2, 1 more. Very good. Now we're going to roll the shoulders back, and we're going to bring your feet a little bit wider. We're going to open your toes a little bit, and we're going to go into a little bit of a plie. We're going to bring your arms forward. We're going to go bend through the knees, reach the arms up, and then down and forwards, down and up, down, forwards, down and up, down, forward. You have 4, reach, down, forward. 3, reach, down, forward. 2, reach, down, forward. 1 more. We're going to hold it down now. Hold it there. Reach your palms up and start pulsing through the knees. Now, whilst you're in this position, just make sure you're tucking your table slightly under and you're keeping your chest up. So nice and open. Again, pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. And then lower your arms, bring your hands and your feet forwards. Very good. So we're going to go into a bit of your mermaid. So now a little bit of a rotated foot, not too far. We're going to bend down, then reach one hand and point that same side leg, and then come down. Opposite side, reach, and then come down. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Every time pointing away, opening out through the side of your waist. Very good. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Very good. And then come back to the center. Bring your feet into parallel. And now we're going to keep your heels together and stay into first. Now that position is going to challenge a bit your feet. You don't need to keep your heels together. You can open them a little bit, but for a challenge, you can keep your heels together. If you find this uncomfortable and you feel like you're losing balance, bring your feet into parallel again. So you're going to keep your feet however position you like. We're going to focus on your hands. So your hands, we're going to do your port de bras. We're going to go first, fifth, and second. and do first, fifth, second. And we're creating that little bit of a circle through the hands. Every time we're reaching over the head, we're not arching those chests or arching your lower back. Keeping a nice straight posture. Very good. We have 3. We have 2. We have 1. Now let's go the opposite, reaching up, forward, out, up, forward, out, up, forward. You're going to keep doing this position every time you're reaching up. I'd like you to reach up on tiptoes if you can, and then coming back down. Reaching up, and then coming back down. Reaching up, coming back down. Nice big circles for 4, 3. If you cannot lift up onto your heels, just stay with your heels down. 2. 1 more. Very good. Roll the shoulders back, come back into parallel for me, and we're going to roll down slowly. So I'm just going to twist around so that you can see how I roll down. Feet underneath your hips. You're going to take a big deep breath in. You're going to breathe out. You're going to drop your chin to your chest, drop your ribs, reaching down towards your knees. And you can keep your knees nice and soft if you prefer. Rolling down towards your toes. Shift your weight forward onto your toes. Take a big deep breath in. Breath out, slowly roll back up. Roll the shoulders. And let's do that twice more. Breath in. Breath out, chin to chest. Rolling down your spine. Reaching down slowly towards your toes. Hold. Take a big deep breath in. Breath out, slowly come back up. Rolling your shoulders. One more time. Deep breath in. Breath out, chin to chest. Drop your ribs down towards your knees. Lowering down. Hold at the bottom. And then breath out, slowly come back up. Roll the shoulders. And well done. Very good. So that's your warm-up. So now we're going to lie down onto the mat. If you need a head cushion, just a small pillow can do. If you don't want a head cushion, you can lay completely flat onto the mat. So when you come down onto the mat, you can either use the head cushion or not. I'm going to choose not to use it, so I'm going to keep my head onto the mat. And I'm going to just find my center. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your knees are in line with your hips, shoulders as well, and toes are pointed forward. So we're going to start with a little bit of pelvic tilt. So I normally ask my clients in the very beginning to form a diamond shape with their hands, which includes the thumbs touching and your index finger together, and the bottom of their hands will be on their hip bones. The diamond shape will help you start off your pelvic tilt, which is starting off from the bottom where you're flattening your back, and then we arch it slowly forward. Now if you have a little bit of back pain, especially through the lower part, you will feel a little bit of soreness, but as long as that soreness doesn't increase with any of your movements, that's okay. So the aim is to try and slowly move within your comfortable range. So we're doing 3 more. Just thinking of those pelvic rocks. 2. And then 1 more. And then stop in that middle position where your diamond is just flat. So not pointing up towards the ceiling, not arched forwards, it's in the middle. Now hold that position. Just rest your hands by your side. If you're used to that position, just let go of your hands. You can always check halfway where you are. Ribs should be nice and soft towards your ribs. If not chest lifted up, you need to keep it nice and neutral and nice and relaxed from your shoulders. So we're going to start off with warming up your spine, and we're going to go with your shoulder bridge. So we're going to flatten the back, clench your bottom and lift all the way up, and really feel like you're squeezing through your bottom to lift, and then come back down from the top of your spine, middle of your spine, lower back, and your bottom. And again, breathing in, breathing out, flatten the back, clench your bottom, lift, hold at the top, take a big deep breath in, breath out, slowly come down. We're doing that twice more. Breathing in, breathing out, flatten the back, clench your bottom. And this is a great exercise to loosen up through your back, any stiffness, and even for very acute low back pain, sometimes it's an easy one to start off with, even if you go halfway. 1 more time. Flatten, clench your bottom, lift, and then slowly come back down. Very good. Now loosening up a bit more your back, bring your feet together, open your arms slightly out. We're going to rotate your knees to one side, and then come back to the center, opposite side, and then come back to the center. You can start rotating your head the opposite way your legs go, and then coming back, opposite side, and then coming back. Really trying to keep those shoulder blades down onto the floor. And one more. Very good. Now coming back to the middle, hands by your side, and just open your feet hip distance apart again. So again, find that neutral through your lower back, and we're going to start loading and working through your core. So starting off with just your one leg stretch. So hover one leg into tabletop. So having one leg up, the knee right on top of the hip, that's your tabletop. So you want to make sure when you do that, you don't flatten your back, you keep your back in that neutral position. You can use your hand to place it in that small gap, and you just want to make sure it's not lifting away from your hand. So you're going to reach that leg away, and then coming back. So reaching it away towards the floor, making it a harder level. Easier level, just don't reach towards the floor. And we're breathing in and breathing out. So breathing is important, just not to hold our breath in, to allow our pelvic floor to work every time we're doing the movement. And breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Two more. And breathing out. One last one. Very good. We're going to slowly switch opposite leg. And again, switch your hand and reaching away and then coming back. Reaching away, coming back. Reaching away, coming back. 4, hold in. 3, hold in. 2, one more. Very good, drop that down. Now we're going for a double leg stretch, which includes just your arms. So lift your arms, hover them right on top of your shoulders, palms facing in. Keep your center. We're going to reach these arms over your head without lifting through your chest, and then coming back. So if you have any stiffness through the shoulders or your shoulder blades or your upper back, if you start needing to lift your chest as you reach your arms over your head, just make your range smaller. So if you reach up to here and then you have to compensate with your chest, keep your chest low and slowly increase the range of your hands as you get the stiffness to get lower and lower. So this makes you identify the fact that you can move your arms without reaching from your lower back or extending from your lower back. So you can split the movement. One more. And hold your hands right there. Now we're going to add it with the leg. We're going to lift that leg up. So whichever leg you want. So starting off with your right, we're going to reach both hands on one leg. And then coming back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. So here is combining your top and your bottom stability of your spine, where you're trying not to arch from your lower back and you're trying not to lift from your chest. This starts to increase your ability to strengthen through your center, through your spine. One more. And then drop that leg. We switch to the other side, making sure you're still in your center. And then we reach away, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 4, 3, 2, one more. Very good. Lower that leg. And I want you to pull your knees towards your chest. Just hug a little bit your knees. Give yourself a bit of a break. Rock a little bit side to side. And now we're going to drop the legs. Very good. So we're going to work a little bit on your upper abdominals. Bring your hands underneath your head. So if you have a head cushion, you're going to remove it. And make sure now your fingers are interlaced and you rest your head onto your hands. Now it's very important that you do not lift through your chin. So the first thing you want to do is learn to drop your rib cage down and then Deep breath in, breath out. You're going to slowly drop those rib cages down, lift up, and you're going to feel that you're using your abdominals. You need to breathe out to do that. And then come back down. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, lower. 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 You have 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Now let's do obliques. So we're going from right to the opposite hip, up and across, and then coming back down. Now we're trying to create that movement coming from the rib towards the opposite hip. And what you want to feel from the back is you peeling off the shoulder blades of your right side, and that's about as enough movement that you need. Breathing out every time you lift. We have 1 more, and then center. Opposite side, we're reaching up, and then coming back down. So obliques are a great way to start strengthening the side of your waist and your core, especially if you've had a baby in the recent times. It's the best way to start off with when you have a separation in the middle of your abdominals. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Very good. And then just remove your hands. You can place your head cushion again if you want to. Rock a little bit into your pelvic rocks. And then find your center. So we're going to work a little bit into your lower abdominals next, which is going to involve you lifting your legs into double tabletop. So the first thing I want to do is lift 1 leg. So in a very beginner's class, we do this in 2-3 classes down the line. But in this position, since it's a beginner's improvers class, I'm going to go into double tabletop. Now I'm just going to give you options. If you find this too hard and you're finding your belly just full of air and you can't pull it in, you want to drop your ribs to make it a little bit easier. You want to make sure you're not flattening completely that back, so you want to have control. So this takes time until you build it. So if you find this is a little bit too hard, drop your legs down, and this will be your easier version. So easy version of your scissors is lifting 1 leg up and then dropping. And what you want to watch out for, every time you lift, you're not flattening that back. You're just hovering 1 leg after the other. Very good. Now you want, and if you can, go into double leg tabletop, where we're going to tap 1 leg, lift. So this is your scissors level 2, where you're focusing on your lower abdominals. So you want to make sure you're not allowing your belly to feel full of air. You're breathing out, and you're keeping that back into a neutral position. And you're making sure that every time you drop the leg or lift the leg, you are not arching or flattening the back. If you find this already hard, you can drop the heels as I mentioned before and still do the tap and lift. So you have a smaller range to reach. So you have 4 more if you can. 3, 2, 1 more. Very good. Hug the knees towards your chest and then rock a little bit side to side. Very good. Now you're going to take your time slowly, lower your legs, turn around on your side, and you're going to come into sitting. Just going to make sure that everything is okay from your end. That's good. So, coming into sitting, feet are flat onto the floor, and we're going to do a little bit of roll-ups. So roll-ups, easy version, hands underneath your knees, and we're going to roll down, thinking of almost like arching and getting into a C shape through your back, and then coming back up. Breathing in, breathing out. And really driving that movement from the lower part of your back. Now if you're easy and you find it that's okay for you, you can lift your hands and hover them off, and then come back. Keeping your hands nice and easy, floating off your knees. If you need help, just hold onto those knees. 2 more. 1 last one. Very great. Now we're going to do your arm opening in this position. So if you find it hard to do, in a rolled position and reach. So that's your hard version. Easy version, just stay upright and reach your hands. So we can either roll and reach, so just as what we were doing, the roll up, but we are reaching on either side. And reach. So if you really find this hard to do, stay upright and just rotate your trunk and reach. And again, any issues with the hands that you cannot reach all the way, you can opt to reach with a bent elbow. Okay, so the full version is a reach, and then come back, one more. Very good. Now if you can, bring your legs in, cross them even if they stay up, and just lean as far as you're comfortable going. And hold that position for me. Take a big deep breath in, breath out. One more. And breathe out. Very good. You're going to come upright again. I'm going to focus a little bit on the legs for the next few bits. So we're going to lie onto your side. Now for this one, if you want to lie with your head on your head cushion, you can. When you do that, place your head on your head cushion and the bottom hand, slide it under. If you don't want to use your head cushion, push that away. And lie flat, reach the bottom hand away and rest your head on it. Now when you're lying down, you want to make sure your shoulders are in line with your hips, your back is nice and straight, so you're lengthening through your tailbone. Your knees are slightly at an angle, so they're not high up here. They're almost like sitting on a high chair. Your ankles are on top of each other and your ribs are in line with your hips. And on the bottom, you want to create that little bit of a space through your waist. You're not just drop down from your waist. Hold that position. So you're not pushing your chest forward, you're softening it down in line with your hips. Hand can go onto your hips or it can go onto the floor. You're going to lift your ankles. I'm going to start with your clam. Open and close. So the clam is to work into your external rotators of your hips. So you mostly want to feel it in your bottom, almost like where your back pocket of your jeans would be. A very specific point. If you have any hip issues, you can open halfway. And if this irritates you completely, you can opt to just sit out of this exercise for 4, 3, 2, one more. Now we're going to drop the ankles down. We're going to focus on the top leg. We're going to straighten it out. And we're going to go into your side kick where we're going to slide that leg with pointed toes and then flex the toes and go back. Slide, point the toes, flex the toes, go back. Slide, point the toes, flex the toes, go back. And this is a very good neuromobility exercise for your back of your leg, as well as control to the lower part of your spine. So if you have any sciatic symptoms down your leg, this is a great exercise to start mobilizing that nerve tissue. Now, if you want to make it easy, you can bend the knee and then push. So same thing, the idea is that every time you push back, you're not arching through your spine, you're controlling the movement. So no big movements all over the place, it's a very nice steady movement. One last one, very good, drop it down. Now we're going to do a lift and lower, so you're going to keep your legs as they are, but you're going to straighten the knee. So they're in the same on top, the leg is at an angle, point your toes, and I want you to lift in that direction and lower. We have 4, 3, 2, and now we're going to hold it up, and now we're going to do a little pulses. So pulses comes from bar. Bar is a lot of pulses. They also like to integrate it to get your muscle to fatigue. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now you can slide that leg forwards and just rub it gently. Very good. Now we're going to pop ourselves up, stick to the same side, and we're going to go into your side bend. So ankles and knees together, straight hand. If you have any issues with your wrists, you can drop it onto your elbow. So the side bend is pushing through the top and the bottom hip to bend up into that big bend and then coming back down. So this works a lot into your obliques, so you want to breathe in, breathe out. Again, before you start, just make sure that your back isn't arching backwards. So really tap that tailbone down towards the ankles, and we're squeezing up, keeping that back in neutral position, and then coming back. Breathing in, lift, breathing out. And if you want to make it harder, you can just straighten your top leg, keep it off the floor. And this is an improver's version. And you're pushing mostly from your bottom leg. One more. Very good. Bend the knees. We're going to turn onto your knees into a child's pose, reaching forwards. And if you cannot do this because of any issues into the knees, you can also stretch using the sofa. So you have every option you want. If you're stretching, just take a big deep breath in there and hold. And breathe out. Very good. Right, so we're going to go onto the opposite side. Other leg. Again, lie on your head cushion if you need to, or just straighten your arm out, rest your head, position your hips on top of each other, knees on top of each other, ankles as well. Nice and long to the back of your spine, ribs in line with your hips. Hands onto your hip or onto the mat, lift the ankles up, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So the first one is your plan. So remember, you mostly need to feel it through your hip, into your glutes muscle at the back. Again, if you have any issues with the hip and it's irritating you and it's making you worse, just sit this exercise out. 2 more. One last one. Very good. Drop the ankles down. We're going to straighten your top leg into your side kick. So again, we're going to go forward with a pointed toe, flex the ankle, go back. Again, we're really focusing on maintaining that control through your spine and your lower back. And you can hold your hand onto the floor if you need to. This is the harder version. If you want to make it easier for yourself, bend the knee. And you want to really focus on every time you push your hip backwards, you're not arching your spine. So you're really just focusing on squeezing that bottom. 2 more. One last one. Very good. Now drop the knee. We're going to finish with a lift and lower. So legs as they are, but you're going to straighten the leg. So just straighten through your knee. You're going to point your toe, hold that position. We're going to lift up and down. So it's a lift and lower with a different version, keeping your legs forwards. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it halfway and we're going to pulse. So getting that muscle to fatigue. Really feel it in that back pocket of your bottom. You have 4, 3, 2. One last one. Bend the knee forwards and stretch that muscle out. Again, you can rub it a little bit if you want to after that muscle. Well done. Right, so we're going to come up onto your hands and knees. We're going to finish off with a few movements onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders and knees right underneath your hips. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to move right onto the mat. Knees right underneath your hips. We're going to do a cat stretch. So we're going to take a big deep breath in, tuck your tailbone and drop your head towards your tailbone. And then breath out, let go, lifting the head. And then breathing in and breathing out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. One more, breathing in, breathing out. Very good. And we're sitting right back. So we're going back to the side where we're doing the legs to finish off into your side bend, which I have not forgotten. So knees on top of each other, ankles as well. Again, hand option to keep it straight or bent onto your elbows. We're reaching up and over and then coming back down. Reaching up, again, thinking of lengthening through that tailbone down towards your heels and not arching too much through your lower back. You really want to feel it mostly into your side of your waist. Again, great oblique exercise. 2 more. One last one. Very good. Come back onto your knees. And now open the knees. Again, option to have a stretch onto the sofa. Reach your hands forwards. And we're going to do a little bit of rotation. So we're going to just drop one shoulder down to the side and then rotate the other way. So you stay low and you almost alternate between one shoulder dropping down and then the other side. And this is a great stretch for your upper back. One more. Very good. Then you come back up onto all fours. I'm going to do one modified thread the needle. So bring your left hand behind your head and we're just going to reach up towards the ceiling. So lift up, then reach that hand up and then drop it down. Reach as far as you can and hold. Drop your bottom and just stay. And then come back. Opposite side. So right hand behind your head. Reach the right elbow up. Reach the right hand. And then drop it down and across. Threading it through and hold. And then come back. And we're slowly coming upright now. So we're going to bring ourselves upright, bringing one foot forwards. And we're going to lean forwards onto the front hip. We're going to just flatten a bit that back toe. So we have a right leg forwards, left knee bent. If you feel you have any issues with kneeling, you can always grab a throw and just place it underneath. Just make sure you have a good cushioning for your knee. And you're going to place your right hand inside the right knee and then rotate back with the left. And then you're going to take a big deep breath and you're going to lean onto the right thigh, reach over. And then come back. And then straighten. So with beginners, you always break it down. So you would want to just stop wherever you feel you're uncomfortable. So again, let's do the left. So left leg forwards. So you're going to bend forwards as far as you're comfortable. Left hand into the left knee. And reach as far as you're comfortable. So it's just reaching a little bit, it's fine. If you can reach all the way, that's great. And then if you can add a lift with the right hand. And then coming back. So you're going to bring that left leg towards you. You're going to push onto that foot. If you can curl your back toe, great. Push on it. Straighten up. We're going to come upright. We're going to roll those shoulders back. You're going to take a big, big breath in. Bend through the knees. Reach the hands up. Breathe in. Breath out. Breathe in. Breath out. Breathe in. Breath out. The last one, hold at the top. And then we're slowly dropping down. Chin to chest. Float your body down towards your toes. You should feel lighter through your body. Push your weight forwards towards your toes. And then slowly roll your spine back up. One more breath in. Breath out, chin to chest. Roll it down slowly. Hold at the bottom. And breath out, slowly roll back up. Roll your shoulders. And well done. That's your class. Well done. So I hope you enjoy that. Again, we are doing some virtual classes at the moment, so please feel free to contact us too, so we let you know how you can book along, and I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, please let us know. Thank you.